What's up, everybody? Been a long time. I'm so glad to be back. Marshall, kind of sick of seeing your ugly face.
Yeah, you're really gonna hate it later on, buddy.
You went way too far during the last one, all the way through. And I
Well,
had
I
to
mean,
look at you every round.
here's the problem. As soon as whiskey becomes as good as rum, then I won't have to do so well.
All right, all right. I see where we're going. Doug, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Good.
glad to be back, and there's no pressure on me this time.
There is zero pressure on you this time. Doug was gracious enough to host or help host and do the reveal for us because I have no idea what these are. Marshall has no idea what these are, and Doug does. So he gets to have a little bit of fun with this. And happy October, everybody! It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Save the tatas. Do whatever you need to do to go check that stuff out. Get your significant other to maybe feel around a little bit. He'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. And yeah, I don't have the required equipment. So
If you did, it would just be unfair.
it really would be unfair. But I do wear, I like to wear a little pink during the month of October. So I'm sporting my pink shirt right now. Not that you can see it. It's a little dim in here.
I had to go straight Halloween.
Ooh, Halloween's good too. Halloween's good too. All right, so this is an exhibition round. This doesn't have any bearing on the actual show. Marshall won season 1, so he wanted to go up against me, and yeah, let's do this. So we have a mutual friend, Jason, who I'm not sure if he's here yet, but he will definitely be joining us in the chat shortly. I do see a lot of people here. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll run through a little roll call real quick. We got 4 Leaf Whiskey. Stacy, hi. How are you doing? Patty, nice to see you. Spicy Strawberry, telling me to kick your ass. Whiskey Deek, Whiskey Addict. Caesar, Adrian. His comment too fast. We got Joe, Zach, Travis. Lots of familiar faces. Thank you, everybody. And so, yeah, we poured these just a couple minutes right before we started. And let's get going. What do you think?
I'm ready to go when you are, buddy.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
These comments are a little wild.
Now we're just getting started. So I'll start this out by saying, when Germ sends out samples, they're always in the little Boston round clear containers. Jason sent us these that are in these amber containers, and man, that bothered me so much because I like to see the color on them as they're on the shelf. So this is the first time getting to see the color about 5 minutes ago.
Well, that's part of the thing. Maybe you guys should have those tinted Glencairns so you can't look at the color in the glass.
Those solid black ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be hell.
That is a fun way to do actual blinds. The lights are pink. Well, the lights are red, but for some reason the lighting went down a little bit on my setup here. I checked that out for the next one, but that's why we do an exhibition round to get the kinks worked out. Martin, not your kind of kinks. I don't know if he's here. I'm sure he will watch this later.
Oh, well, first one's got a decent nose to it, don't it?
It does. It's got a very nice. You know what it smells like, Marshall? It smells like you're gonna lose.
Yeah. Let's see. There's something familiar in this though, but I just can't place it off the nose.
Absolutely.
It probably has aromas of some type of grain, some type of barrel.
Oh, okay. I've had something overwhelmingly similar to this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Corey, nice to see you.
Back end on that's phenomenal.
That whole thing is phenomenal.
So I just found out what these are earlier today, and I have to say that I think I'm going to be as surprised as you. Definitely not anything in my catalog.
Yeah, Jason. So I asked Jason. Jason's got a very extensive collection, and it is as eclectic or more than mine. So I figured he would be a really good one to get a couple samples from. Oh, I know. I didn't even have a warm up whiskey.
Ha,
Neither
nose
did
of
I.
camel taint.
Joe,
I feel like the ABV is going to be a bit of a reach on this one.
I struggle with the proof on all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much exactly the same as last year. I did make a few little minor adjustments to things, and put them down in the text for the guest sheets. Just kind of make it a little easier and give everybody like not necessarily a multiple choice, but at least to be able to see what every category of whiskey is out there, or very close to every category of whiskey. I probably did miss a few, but and then as far as casking, if you guess sherry cask, you know, it doesn't matter if it's Oloroso, PX, Amontillado, Fino, any of the types of sherries. If you guess sherry and it is a sherry cask, you're going to get that point. Same goes for beer casking, except for stout. If it's a stout cast finish, you would have to call that out because that is a rather unique beer cast finish. If the whiskey is finished in more than 2 types of barrels after the fact, or finished in more than 2 types of barrels, if you guess 2 of the types that are in it, you're going to get the point. Because I know we had that, the classic Laddie's got like 8 different types of barrels that it used. Obviously, to guess all 8 of those is crazy, unless you know them and you knew it was classic Laddie. So.
No, what's interesting about that note is I hear stout cask finish use a whole lot more than any other type of beer.
Mm-hmm. Also, another reason why I'm making that one specific, because it is used quite a bit more than others. I would venture to guess that maybe like Scottish ale would be a second to it, but not very close.
So, Caesar asked, "What's on the nose?" I mean, for me, it's dark, rich fruits. It's a little. There's almost like this kind of somewhat plasticky, kind of hot, warm, almost melted plastic note that I'm getting on this one here. But at the same time, like the oak tannins are there. The barrel, you can definitely tell it's something that has spent at least a significant time in a barrel, or at least hot climate.
For me, I'm picking up the farmy hay, the farmy grass.
There's a little grassiness in it, yeah. It's not so much grassy as it is dusty to me.
Cream sherry is pretty good. It's, if I remember correctly, it's a mix between both Oloroso and PX.
Yes. At least that's one of the ways to get a cream sherry.
You did a whole like study on sherry, didn't you, Doug?
Yep. At some point, I decided that we whiskey drinkers, especially us sherried Scotch fans, should actually know something about the actual sherry. So I started studying it a bit on my own, and then I found a Lustau rep to do an interview with us so we could learn from an expert about all the categories. Actually, cream sherry was the most unexpectedly interesting category.
Really?
Just because there's a lot to know, I think.
Makes sense. And how many different types of sherry are there? I always thought 5, but I think there's more than that.
Oh yeah, there's at least 6, 7, I think. So you've got Fino, Manzanilla, Amontillado, Oloroso, Cream, PX, and the other one that's like PX, Muscatel, different grape,
Okay.
and Palo Cortado. That's 8 that I know of.
Okay. I guess I didn't know Palo Cortado was a sherry.
Yeah, it's I guess historically they consider it to be. This was on its way to be one of the other types of sherry, and then they had to change it at the last minute, or it sort of changed itself because it like killed off the floor layer or something along those lines. It's been a long time since I've sort of looked at the definition, but it's kind of like an Amontillado, but a little bit more oxidized. Yeah, sometimes I'm surprised by how much content went out on our streams that I have not fully internalized.
Yeah.
Like 6 months later, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I've forgotten some things for sure.
Oh, I'm dying on the proof on this, man.
Is it hot?
It's not hot. But the thing about it is I think it's whatever the type of whiskey I think it is doesn't typically come super proofy, but it feels more proofy than what it typically comes in.
All right, I'm going to discreetly pour something in the same category off stream, so as not to give you guys a guess, but so I can participate in some small way.
Travis, that is very commendable of you, and very good deeds you're doing.
The proof is really messing me up here.
Oh, me too, man.
Because I know this is higher than I'm thinking it is.
I have a bonus question for you guys at the end. All right, chat. What's in the glasses tonight?
Yeah.
I won't say what I'm drinking yet because it would potentially give them a clue.
You know why? Something just ran through my head, but if I said it, you would know exactly what I'm thinking and what bottle I'm thinking.
I'm pretty much all written down. I don't have distillery or bottle yet.
I don't have distillery or bottle. And that's a hard thing to narrow down because this is not a flavor profile I've had in quite some time. That this is not an unfamiliar flavor.
Mm-mm.
You know what? I'm just going to wing it.
Yeah, all right. Let's do this. Chat, what are they drinking? Based on the very limited tasting notes they've given, what do you think they're having in their glass?
Detling cask strength.
Detling cask strength. Okay.
This is not Detling. All right, I got my first one done. We'll reveal them at the end the same way we did last year.
Yeah.
So you want to go all the way through and not talk about it until the end? Okay.
Yep.
So Des Bourbon says he wants to say you're drinking early times.
This is not early times.
I could see it.
I
in
mean,
the sense
it's
that I don't have any idea what their tasting tastes like.
if this is early times, nah.
Yeah, no way.
Mm-mm.
All right, Smoked
I'll
by
say
Ash is
though,
drinking tart cherry juice with lime and seltzer water, which sounds actually really good.
so I'll say this: whatever this is, that's solid whiskey.
That's great
That's
whiskey.
it's a solid, all around kind of like I can't find like a flaw in it. Could use a little bit more proof, in my opinion, but it's perfectly fine.
See, I thought it was hotter than that.
Mm-mm. Keep in mind, I haven't drank whiskey in a little while now. Like, really sat down and drank whiskey.
Goat juice. I forget, Doug. You can't highlight comments, can you, Doug?
I cannot because I am not a host.
Yeah, that sucks.
That threw me off at first. I was like,
I know.
I have to connect my YouTube account to your account in order to join the chat. So I just opened up a YouTube tab.
Okay, I got you.
No worries. Westward Rum Cask. This doesn't sound anything like that.
No,
All right,
there's no rum finish.
I'm gonna tank on the distillery and the bottle here because I have no idea.
Yeah,
good whiskey,
I copped out. I
I'm gonna
copped out
say-
with a generic response.
I'm gonna throw out something.
God damn it,
almost
Travis.
positive I'm not right, but
If Mellow Corn could produce this, I'd buy more of it.
I don't even have
You're
it.
still writing in sample number 1?
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm to move on to sample 2.
Sample 2.
Is the
And
question you want to ask going to interfere with anything here, or do you feel like you want to
No,
ask something?
it's just for fun. So I'm wearing my Real Big Fish shirt today. My one fish, two fish, red fish, real big fish. So my question for you is: this whiskey you just had a red fish, a blue fish, a one fish, or a real big fish?
I'm gonna say a red fish.
Yeah, I'll go with a red fish. That makes sense. I don't know why, but it does. Also, I just realized I'm using my pretty pink pen.
I'm using my continuing professional plumbing education pen.
God damn it, Jason.
This fucking whiskey's gonna suck. I gotta tell you by the nose. I don't like the nose. I've never really gotten into something that goddamn barnyard, fucking moldy hay, alfalfa in my life. You choke on fucking straw hay.
I love it.
Like no, you know what it is? It's those fucking fake pellet seeds at a goddamn petting zoo. That's what you smell. That's what it smells like. Them shitty little pellets you get out of the.
Malort barrel aged, yeah, okay.
I'd kill Jason for that one.
It definitely not. He specifically asked. He goes, "I do have to keep it whiskey, right?" I said yes.
Oh God, if you'd have told him no, we'd have both been in trouble.
Actually, probably not. We probably would have had some rum and some
Rabbit
Armagnac.
food. There you go. Jason's in the chat now.
10th Mountain ASM.
Oh, good God.
I feel like I'd be able to pull that one out. That one is rather grassy.
Oh, that tastes significantly better than it smells.
I think it smells wonderful.
I will say, not a fan. Not a fan. And I'm trying to figure out what individual component of this I just don't care for.
Ooh. I feel like I've had this.
I do believe we have had this. This is the finish on this is incredibly familiar. And I don't think it's barrel impact. I think it's something to do with the grain choice.
Spencer.
The proof feels a little higher.
My second dram inspired by what you're tasting. Of course, I'm cheating and I picked something I really like. So I really like this.
I'm looking to see if something sparks a memory, Travis. There's no cheating. I have no idea what Jason's got on his cabinet. I think I might know like one bottle that I know for sure Jason has.
Not even like an inventory sheet?
No. He's got several inventory sheets, I'm sure.
I'm going to throw this out there. I don't think this is peated or smoked in any way, but I'm really interested to see what was done to make it kind of feel that way.
Highly interesting observation.
Like the last time I remember having a whiskey like this, I want to say it was at the Bastards Ball.
So, okay, yeah, 2. There you go. I wasn't sure if you finished one of them or not.
Is Bastards Ball all Texas whiskey or not necessarily?
No, they've opened it up to more distilleries now.
Yeah, and Lost Lantern's going to be there. Well, they have been there every year, I think, or close to every year.
What is the DG malt?
Driftless Glen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was puzzling over that as well. Yeah.
What did you think of it, Jason?
Man, this proof. It feels so much hotter on the exhale.
Yeah, it does.
I can't get past
Some
the
stuff
goddamn
you
rabbit
can't
food,
buy
though.
anymore.
If I remember correctly, Jason's got stuff from distilleries that don't exist anymore either.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, not me either.
No, Travis, I'm not going to the ball. I know that Nathan is, but I'm not going.
So what's fun about this exhibition is that neither of you have any clue at all what any of this could be.
No.
And that's also true the first time around in season 1. But this time around, Germ has leveled the playing field a little bit by giving us all an inventory sheet that we can peruse ahead of time to give us half a clue. I'm actually debating whether I want to look because I feel like it'll just be a mind game.
Don't look at it. I'm telling you right now, don't bother. I didn't even open it. I'm not going to do it.
One of the things is Marshall does know quite a few of my bottles, like, between the Discords and whatnot. I post a lot of pictures of stuff that I buy. So I'm like, okay, we'll level it out. Everybody has the same information. Now they know exactly what the choices were.
Yeah, and that worked so well considering in my last match, I've had 2 of the last whiskeys, and one of the whiskeys that he sent me, I had sitting next to him, next to a campfire, and still couldn't figure out what it was. So that really led me so far down the fucking path, obviously. Oh, this is a weird one, dude.
I agree with that, Jason. It does get better with a little bit of open time. Get down a little bit further and let it sit for a little bit. It does get quite a bit better. Oh, yeah, there you go. There's another person with a little bit more. He was actually in the whiskey room.
Yeah, with a collection that size, you might as well just be in a liquor store.
No, because then I got to sell it, pay taxes and shit.
No, not be a liquor store. I just mean in terms of remembering what you saw.
Oh, yeah. That goes both ways. You go to the liquor store and you can't remember what you got here. So,
yeah, that's one reason I have an inventory sheet.
Yeah.
Travis Waller says there's a Malort seltzer that he's trying to get for you guys.
I saw that.
That's disgusting.
I won't be trying it. You said 2 of my least favorite things in the same sentence.
What,
Malort
use
and
guys?
Seltzer. No, Malort and seltzer. Yuck.
Oh, you know what? I'm trying to remember what that whiskey was I had sometime last year or the year before. Um, I'm wanting to say, motherfucker. It wasn't the Woodford malt, but it was something similar to that. And there's a similarity in the back end finish of that to the Woodford malt.
I'm trying to figure out if there's a finish on this or not.
All right, what do we got on tasting notes, guys? Let's give the audience something.
So I'm getting it's not quite as astringent as, but almost leaning towards a pine sol note.
Pine sol, or because I get less of the kind of chemical pine sol note, and I'm getting a lot more of just kind of the kind of super herbaceous kind of like a mixed melody of thyme and oregano and stuff like that, just with that dominant hayseed, alfalfa note. It's just this is so like vegetally dry, herbal.
It's herbal for sure. I'm getting that the finish lingers on, and it's got lots of different like herbal, spicy, just
as your taste buds are taking it in, it goes dry to sweet, kind of back to like a really good happy medium, and then just dries out from there. Like it's just this. It's weird.
Pine sol, are we sure it's not Malort?
I saw that.
Jason confirms it's not Malort. He's giving you guys a freebie. Or is it?
We knew it wasn't Malort.
You would know.
Yes.
You would know at least that you're in or out of the category of horrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
First time I had Malort was a shot with a distiller.
Do you just add
the first
water
time
to
I
it?
met that distiller.
Yeah.
I just dropped a little water in, and it changed quite a bit.
For me, it just got like substantially worse.
Yeah, technically nowhere in the title of the show does it say it has to be whiskey.
Mm-hmm. In the title of the show, it does not, but that is my that's my thing.
So Marshall's going to have to do a rum blind spirits showdown at some point.
It's coming. I've got a couple of bottles over here that nobody knows I have, and I'm prepping for that over a little bit of a longer time frame.
An Amaro in Italy that basically tasted like straight bile. That sounds exactly as horrible as you made it sound, I'm sure.
Dude, I am so torn between one side of the planet or another on this.
I'm okay. So I've changed my ABV guess generically twice now. I'm just about to change it again.
I haven't changed the ABV, but I can't get down specific category on this at all.
And there's a Malort cider and a Malort stout because Illinois doesn't have enough bad things coming out of that state.
Man.
Yeah, Jason, I imagine drinking straight bile is probably one of the hardest things to swallow because of what it literally tastes like.
All right. I got my guesses in for 2. I'm calling it there because otherwise I'm just going to keep second guessing myself.
All right. Sounds good.
Give me just a second to put down a distillery.
My distillery guess is killing me here because there's too much nose for what I'm guessing for this distillery, but there's other things pointing that it is that distillery.
I can think of a bottle that I want to put, but I don't know who makes it.
That would be Jepson's.
Your volume dipped a lot, Marshall.
It dipped a lot?
Can you hear him, Doug?
Yeah, he sounds fine to me. Did my volume also dip?
Oh, no. My headphone cord moved a little bit and killed
everything.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, Doug, your volume was low too, and I'm like, okay, better check.
Yep. F in chat for the White Sox, sponsored by Malort.
All
Well,
right,
the
I'm
tomato
done.
juice might kill the crap Malort. Just saying.
All right, I finished up with that one.
You're done. How confident do you feel in that, there, Marshall?
You know, I think I'm fairly close to proof, but the rest of it really throws me off.
Okay.
And since we're on that one, I couldn't tell the difference between if it was a European product or an American product. I was having a very hard time because I've had both American and Europeans that have had that very similar nose, and I couldn't find the signature key thing in the American whiskey version that I normally find.
Right on. Andrew,
Oh.
nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for popping in.
I'm with you, Spicy Strawberry. I don't really like Bloody Marys, and I can't imagine that Malort would possibly make it better.
Okay, so you don't really like Bloody Marys, but you've tried them and you're like, or are you
I've given them a fair
I
shot.
hate them and I won't try them again.
No, I have one every once in a while. I've given them a fair shot.
All right. Next time you try one, have one with a decent gin.
Okay.
Instead of vodka.
Yeah, it could be that I don't like vodka. That is entirely possible.
Well, yeah, you're basically you're getting alcoholic tomato juice with no,
Right.
no oomph behind it.
Right. And the thing
Try
is, I
with
do
gin.
like. I was one of those people who used to drink V8. And I say used to. The fridges at work had V8, and
right.
then they got rid of it.
Look at that man's face right there. I haven't even smelled this sample, and that face makes me nervous. Oh, I see why he made that face.
Wonderful.
Oh, that smells good, buddy.
That's so wonderful.
That's like the greatest dessert you've ever had rolled
That is
into
like
the greatest whiskey
dessert
you've
I've ever had.
Yeah. I mean, that's layers of peaches and cream over fucking like decadent fucking chocolate cake.
Strawberries.
I don't even want to drink it.
I don't even get
Please
strawberries.
give me more
very
tasting notes.
often,
Maybe I can
honestly.
find something that goes in that direction.
But I'm getting strawberries. Your peaches and cream, a little bit, but I'm getting strawberries and cream.
Are you?
Yeah, nougat. The white nougat that's inside candy bars. Just that by itself.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I can see that. I'm getting peaches, man. I'm getting peaches. I don't know about you, but that's my thing. It's peaches.
Man, nougat. That sounds great.
Doesn't it?
Peaches and cream in a Snickers bar.
All right, I'm gonna drink it.
God, it smells good.
Yeah, I can see a Bloody Mary working with tequila.
That's not a Bloody Mary anymore. It's a Bloody Maria.
True.
That's fucking good, Germ.
That's so good.
That's fucking really good. And that proof is up there, dude.
That proof is up there. Now, what in the hell is it?
I don't know. This is the most lost I've been.
You know, Joe, I don't believe it is Detling, but I mean, this is in that realm where you're talking about like some really crazy stuff from a fairly obscure place.
Travis, I was thinking pretty much exactly the same thing as that comment.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Wow, this is one of the best whiskeys I've had this year.
This is good, man.
Wow.
This is really good.
And we're late in the year too.
I love that fucking flavor right there, dude. That mid to back palate is just phenomenal.
I'm just gonna die laughing if this is Eagle Rare.
There's no way in hell that's Eagle Rare.
Anything from Buffalo Trace, to be honest with you.
If this is from Buffalo Trace, and I can promise you, it's not. I'll eat my words, because if Buffalo Trace can put this out, more power to them. but I've never had back palate complexity from a Buffalo Trace product this good.
Yeah, I don't have anything in my collection that quite matches that flavor profile, but also
Excellent choice. Excellent guess, Patty.
I haven't had the rich grain from Lost Lantern yet, have I, Jerem? I don't think you had that back when I was up there.
No, I hadn't had it yet. It's
Okay.
coming to you. So
Okay.
the Mississippi Memory, the Rich Grain, and the Corbin Cash are all going to be on their way to you. Man,
God damn, that proof just shoots up, dude. Motherfucker, that's hot.
yeah, she's hot, man.
all right. We're filling in the answer sheets. Everybody, start taking bets on who's gonna win. Maybe who do you think's gonna get more points on the first sample? Who do you think's gonna get more points on the second sample? Who do you think's gonna get more points on the third sample? Just a reminder,
Dude.
gentlemen, the age statement is a tiebreaker. So if you haven't filled that in, please do.
Caesar, the GTS 2019 that I got to try was very similar to this.
You think so?
Travis sent me a sample of the GTS from 2019, and this is similar to it. You know what else this is? Now that I just said that, something else popped in my head, and this is really, really similar to that.
I'm having a hard time pinning that down. It's got a crazy amount of barrel influence, though.
It would be funny if one of these was Jim Beam White Label. There's a lot of things that would be funny if these were.
Did those fruit notes change for you at all now, Marshall, since you took a sip?
On the nose?
And either on the palate or the nose, doesn't matter. Did they change?
Yeah, I'm getting a lot more like mixed berry on the nose.
Okay.
And on the palate,
it's just
getting
gonna say
really dark.
Yeah, like the filling on a mixed berry Nutri-Grain bar.
Yeah.
That's a good guess too, Patty.
A little book. See, the little books get weird though.
They do. That's why that's a good. It's way out of Jim Beam's normal profile.
Yeah, if it tastes weird, you could say that it's Good Times, but then you would have to concede that Good Times is whiskey.
I mean, dude, this motherfucker has to be 60%. That burns, dude.
Minimum 60. Oh wow. Do you add water yet?
No, I haven't.
I'm gonna give that a shot.
Wow.
Jason, whatever this is, dude. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Your tasting, I haven't tasted it. Your tasting notes are making me want to go out and buy a bottle of this. By the way, for everybody, I have the bottles to show later, so stick around till the end. I can't reveal them because they're all in one picture, so we can't show those until we're all done. So that gives you a reason to stick around.
No, Andrew, this one definitely has the E in it, I think.
Yeah,
what about the
it's
first
American.
and the second?
The first one I said, the first one I said without an E. The second one I said with an E. Both the same category, two different countries.
And I've got with an E on all of them. Oh, dude. Okay, there's something in there. I think I hit a couple of minutes later than you did. That is a very refined whiskey. I don't know if it's one of the Kentucky big boys, but it's something that hits up with them.
I'm throwing this on there. I doubt this is what it is, but I'm throwing it out there because as soon as I said it reminded me of something, it reminded me of this exactly. And I can't not put it down there. So I'm filled out.
Give me just a second.
You're fine. Take your time.
Thanks, Jason. Jason just sent me all the individual bottle pictures, so now I don't have that problem of all the same picture.
There we
Thank you,
go.
Jason. That's how you know he's paying attention. He's tuned in.
Jason is tuned in. Always. There's a few people in this world that I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoy drinking whiskey with, and that man is one of them. I mean, I like drinking whiskey with everybody. Not to say that I don't like drinking whiskey with anybody, but there's a few of them that I just really enjoy my time with. Oh, if this isn't what I guessed, this is so close to that this would be a very good substitute bottle for it.
Yeah, so today we get to see Germ is getting a taste of his own medicine, but likewise, I'm getting to experience what hosting this is like, trying to be an entertaining host, knowing what they're drinking and not being able to give them any hints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having to be very careful not to say anything that could be construed as a hint.
That's the hard part. That actually right there, what you said is one of the hardest things to do.
It's hard to be entertaining at the same time. Like I could sit here and not say anything, but that's not fun for anybody because you guys are all noses in glasses.
Dude.
Corey, I want you to make that list too, brother.
But yeah, there's a lot that goes into this. Thanks.
I'm trying to figure out what that little wisp of something is on the back end of that.
Is it a je ne sais quoi?
On the very back, like right in the finish, or right before the finish starts?
Yeah, like as it's going down and you do that first exhale coming back out of it, it's that, and then just how it almost seems to just fucking like just slide right off the back palate and just. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Better late than never, there, Martin.
Give me like just another like
Martin, welcome.
I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes on this one real quick because.
Yeah, you're good. Take your time. We still got 15 minutes left before the hours hits anyways.
So my question, Germ, is when are you going to have all of the hosts of Bourbon with Friends on for a blind sample showdown at the same time?
Ooh. Well, they are all individually in the show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have the bracket filled out yet and put on the wall. So I don't know if there's a possibility that two of them would be up against each other at any point in time. I'm not sure about that.
I think it could be a fun like exhibition match at some point. Future season, maybe.
It could, yeah.
Get all the podcasters together.
I would like to do that just to watch Adrian destroy Martin, just because that would be fun for me.
And since the last time I spoke with Adrian, apparently she's developed a taste for American single malt. So I'm very excited for her.
She has slightly, yes. Oh, did I miss Brian? Brian, what's up, buddy? Coconut rum, Parrot Bay. Get it, Marshall.
Yeah, whatever that is, I want to buy that.
Yeah, that's so good.
You all filled in?
I'm done.
Final answer?
All right, we're going back to the first one.
All right.
Well, let's. What was your favorite sample, Marshall?
Oh, 3 hands down, dude.
3 for me as well.
3 hands down was 3. You want to start with 3?
Yep.
Work backwards. Okay, great. I'm glad I have these separate pictures. But yeah, let's. I've
usually
got a spreadsheet.
Usually what I do is if both people agree that one particular sample was hands down the favorite for both of them, that's the one I reveal first, just because they're all waiting for that one. Marshall, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead.
I'm guessing that is bourbon. Yeah. Who's taking the notes for this one here?
I'm getting them.
Okay.
Just 1 second. Oof. Too many windows. All right. Marshall says bourbon.
I'm going 61%.
61%.
It's drinking hot, man. It really is. And then, of course, casking up at New Oak.
New Oak.
Specific category, again, bourbon. For specific ABV, I put on here a number, and I'm going to stick to it, but I think it's a little lower. I put 131 for the proof.
Okay. 131 proof.
Yep.
You said is lower?
I think it's 127, 126, 127.
Okay.
Just
So
as
your
I'm
generic
thinking about
was 122, just as a reminder. Okay.
Yeah. And then for specific casking, New Oak. And then I tell you what, I had one tiny sample of this, and it was a while ago, but I put the Heaven Hill special release, the 21 year.
Excellent guess.
I mean, because it's got a peanutty note, kind of mid to late, kind of mid palate, hangs on with a little bit of a nutty characteristic, but the back end just it doesn't hit like a Trace product, but it hits like a Kentucky distillery.
Yes,
and it's got age to it, and it's got proof to it. So that's where I went with it.
Okay. So just to clarify a couple of points, you said 131 proof.
Yeah, for the specific proof.
Okay. So you said you thought it was 127, but you're not. That's not your guess. You're guessing 131.
No, I'm gonna stick to what I wrote down on the paper, but I do think it's gonna come in a little bit lower than that.
Okay. So just to go visit the rules real quick, just to make sure you get a chance at your I guess extra point potentially. Specific category is something more specific than bourbon, such as high rye bourbon, wheated bourbon, etc.
Oh, is that what it is, Jerm?
Straight bourbon, high rye, wheated.
A wheated bourbon, then. Yeah.
Okay.
If it's Heaven Hill, it's gonna be a wheated bourbon because they do like a pretty good wheat mash bill.
Of course, Marshall picks out the nut note.
Hey, you know me.
All right. And did you did do bottle and distillery?
Yep, Heaven Hill 21 year release.
All right, Doug, let me know when you're ready for me.
Yeah, do you want me to like tally points as I go or let you guys banter after I get all the entries?
It doesn't matter. Whatever works easiest for you.
Just total it up at the
usually
bottom.
What I do is while we're guessing, I tally the points while we're guessing.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
but
I have to remember to look at the right one. I think it'll be easier if I do this as we go through the guesses. I apologize for the slight delay. I'll do it faster next time.
You're good. This is an experimental exhibition. We'll get her dialed in.
All right. What is specific cask? What is the rule for that? Jerm, do you remember the rule for specific cask?
Specific casking would be getting exact casting involved. So if it's, obviously if we're talking unfinished bourbon, it's new and new only. That's the new oak, new charred oak container, new oak, new whatever you want to call it.
Okay, sounds good.
So then, sherry casking, if you say sherry, it's any type of sherry, it works. Same goes for beer, except for stout. Stout is going to have to be called out. And if you're finished in more than 2 different types of cask, guessing 2 of the types would be accepted as correct.
Gotcha. All right, Jerm, I'm ready for your guesses. Sample 3.
All right. Generic category, bourbon. Generic ABV or proof, I went with 63%.
Okay, 63% or 126.
Generic casking, new.
New oak.
Specific category, straight bourbon. Specific ABV or proof, I went with 64.9%.
64.9. All right, I'm not going to bother with the math. We'll figure it out.
Specific casking, new.
New oak. All right.
Exact distillery, I went with Wild Turkey. An exact bottle. I went with Russell's 13.
You think this is a Russell's 13?
Tastes just like it.
Really? Because the Russell's 13 I had sucked horribly.
Really?
13
Yes.
year. Okay.
And I had the Russell's 15, like a half-ounce sample of the Russell's 15. Wouldn't buy that either.
I wouldn't buy the 15, and I haven't tried it, but just judging by a few of the people that I've heard say stuff about it, that I value their opinion, I would not take the 15. Yeah, so I had a glass of Russell's 13 when we met up in Indiana, and it was fantastic. And then I had a sample of it here that I just did this for September Bourbon Heritage Month, and that was fantastic as well. I don't know if they were the same bottle because I didn't get to see the bottle at the bar, but absolutely a killer whiskey.
Now, I'll
All
say
right.
this.
So, sorry, points and reveal now, or should we go through all three and then reveal at the end? I think it's probably makes more sense to do points and reveal now.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. So, good news and bad news, fellas. You scored exactly the same on this one.
That's not surprising.
All right. So let me see if I can share my window here so you can see what this one was. Because you're gonna want to know, and so is everybody else.
Look at this, Doug bringing in all the technology here.
Trying anyway. It's been fighting with me just a little bit today. All right. Let's see. Can I share just a tab? Nah, it'll be easier if I share the window.
And sorry,
All right.
guys, I'm not hosting per se, so I'm failing on the comment highlighting. There's some really good, really good comments. Yeah, you're right, Corey. Russell's is a little bit lower than in the 60s. So, but proof is always a hard one for me. So.
All right,
Well,
I'm trying to figure out how I reveal this one now without also revealing the titles of the other pictures.
Just run through the points verbally.
Yep. Okay. No, we're gonna do this anyway. Share screen. There we go. All right. So you can pop that up on screen when you're ready, Germ. So this bottle was the JT Mellick Distillery.
Everything I've had from them
Louisiana.
has sucked so far.
Yep. Single barrel cask strength. A pick from Mash and Journey. Cask bill is New Charred Oak. It's American whiskey made from 100% rice.
What?
119
There's
proof
no
and
way.
4 years old.
All right. So for a guess of bourbon, that's no points because that is not bourbon.
That is correct. So you both got a point for New Oak on the generic and specific casking and no other points.
That's fucking
2
crazy.
out of 10 for each.
I have had their whiskey several times, and it was fucking trash every single time that I had it.
It was boring.
It was incredibly fucking flat. No crazy. Dude, the 118 that I had fucking sucked so bad, I didn't even finish the sample that I got in the liquor store for free. Like, it was horrible whiskey. So that's a big surprise.
All right.
That's
so
a
that
really
was
good single barrel.
JT Mellick. And what was the proof on it?
119. So Marshall guessed 122, Germ guessed 126.
Okay, so we were a little high, but I mean,
we knew
in
it
the
was
ballpark.
proofy.
It's All right. Damn.
Yep. All right. Moving on. What do you want to do? Sample 2 or sample 1?
Just pick one.
All right. Let's go backwards. Sample 2.
Sample 2.
Okay, so that would be this one here.
This is the one where I changed my proof guess.
I've changed quite a few things on this one. No, I guess I can only talk a little bit of shit about JT Mellick from now on.
Yeah, if that's going to be something that they're putting out consistently, that's quality product.
This is nowhere near what I've tried from them.
No,
not even
me
close.
Neither. Not even remotely close.
Now, I've never tried them, and I have mixed feelings now. If I bought this specific bottle, I think I'd be happy based on what you've said.
If you got this bottle, I think you'd be thrilled. But I'm going to be honest. This is nothing like anything that I've ever tried from them.
So was that a prefer not to say now?
I knew it wasn't a fucking Buffalo Trace product, though.
Changed a whole lot of shit. All right, Marshall.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. For so 2. So, man, I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't tell if this thing was American single malt or if this thing was some kind of like weird flat Highland malt. But I went with American single malt for the generic category.
Caesar,
Alright, so-
that is 100% the most accurate statement.
So your generic category is single malt,
Yep, single malt.
and specific is American single malt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just did generic ABV of 54% because it felt like it had a little bit more heat than sample 1. I put on the casking that it was all ex-bourbon casks for generic casking there, and then again ex-bourbon casks for specific cask. I just wrote it down twice.
Okay.
Of course, specific category I wrote ASM, and then I did 110 proof just to
Okay.
kind of give me a little bit of a variation, and then I put that's the age. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't remember the name of the distillery that I wanted to have. It reminded me of the early St. James single malt, but I couldn't remember exactly what the name of that distillery was. So I just wrote Westland for the exact distillery, and then I wrote St. James single malt for the other one.
St. James single malt. Okay. Age?
2 years.
All right.
I mean, even knowing that sample 3 was a JT Melick, that's still a fucking fire ass sample.
Yeah. Okay. So, Spicy, to answer your question, judging by what I have had from them up until this one, no, absolutely not. I
Hell
wouldn't
no.
even consider it.
I wouldn't
Judging
do it.
off of this one, I would chase that bottle.
If you can
100%.
if you can get a single barrel, and the single barrel is good, yes. Try before you buy. That's my thing. Try before you buy.
Good advice. All right, Germ, I'm ready for you.
All right. Generic category, single malt. Generic ABV, 59.5%.
Okay.
Generic casking, new.
Okay.
Specific category, ASM. Specific ABV, 60%.
Damn, you went higher than me.
Specific casking, new.
Yep.
Exact distillery, Copperworks. And I don't know the exact bottle number that I want to guess, but a single cask of Copperworks.
Okay.
I've never had Copperworks.
So
Copperworks is the one that threw me off in my blind samples showdown. I thought it was a Highland or a Lowland Scotch, I believe is what I said.
Now, if this is Copperworks,
so
then yeah.
There's things in this whiskey that taste like Copperworks. They're telling me this is Copperworks, but the nose is telling me this is not Copperworks, because every Copperworks I've ever had has a really muted, almost non-existent nose. Almost everyone, not every single one. But
all right, and just what's your age guess on that one?
My age guess is 3 years.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
So
we
you
have
thought it was
that.
pretty young too, huh?
Yeah, it's younger.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, are
That's what I was
the
assuming.
tiebreakers meant to be factored in later? And is it
Yeah,
like closest wins?
if we end up at a tie,
An overall tie. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we don't need to figure out the tiebreaker for the sample 3 yet.
right. So what I
right.
do, Doug, is tally up all 3 samples points. If that total is a tie, then I just randomly pick one of the 3 samples and have them get and tell me their age guess, and the closest one is going to take it.
All right. Well, I have good news and bad news again, gentlemen. Same score.
Are you shitting me? No fucking way.
So we're coming up on a possible tiebreaker situation so far. So you each got
that's
2 out of
funny.
10 points. Your only points, once again, were for the casking. But you might be wondering why, when one of you said ex-bourbon and one of you said new oak. There were 3 types of casks on this one. So it was new charred oak, ex-bourbon, and ex oloroso.
So then generic casking, we would have had to say new and used. And then specific casking, we would have had to say
all of them.
They are. Yeah.
Okay, so in actual fact, you're saying you get 0 points across the board.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's
Either
not
way,
still
tied.
It's not even a single malt.
Correct. It is not a single malt. Let me show you the bottle.
There wasn't very many people that scored 0 across the board on a sample.
No.
It's sort of a single malt, but this
Oh,
wouldn't
you
typically be
son of
called
a bitch.
single malt. Means malted barley, and I think we can all agree to that.
A malt rye?
Yeah, so this is a malted rye whiskey, 94.4 proof, no age statement, but possibly 4 to 5 years old. It's Cairo Distillery from Finland, the Cairo Malt Oloroso. So the cask bill is a combination of new charred oak, ex bourbon, and ex Oloroso sherry.
Wow.
Yeah, would have never guessed that. Never even
No,
seen
me
that bottle
neither.
or heard of it.
I've never tasted it, so it's malted rye. And what was the proof on it?
Really?
94.4.
Wow. Wow, it drank way hotter than that. Holy shit.
Shit, I was closer on the proof than you were.
Yeah.
I liked when you were saying you couldn't decide which side of the world it was on.
Well, because it had this quality of like a couple of Highland malts that I've had. And it also, so where the thing that it lacked for me to like really convince me it was American single malt is it doesn't have that craft American single malt note that I get. That kind of like burnt hazelnut to kind of dark chocolate note that I get on a lot of American single malts. Didn't have that. But it didn't have anything kind of smoky or peaty or anything of the sort. So I was like, it's got to be something weird.
Okay. So you went with American single malt anyway, even though you felt there was a good chance it wasn't. Is that?
It was a single malt, but I went American single malt just because I don't know, that just shot in the dark. I've never had that whiskey or anything that's really exactly like that.
Yeah. By the way, while we're on the topic, I'll reveal what I decided to drink for this.
Jason, excellent sample. Awesome to try that. And I am going to I have a little bit of it left in the bottle. I'm gonna put it next to the old Potrero and see what happens. What do we know the age on that, Cairo?
Estimated 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, okay. No age statement, but possibly 4 to 5 years. Right. So to stay on theme, I had the Lost Lantern Cedar Ridge 100% malted rye whiskey.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
Which is a great whiskey.
And what's fun is that the tasting notes you guys were giving, I could see the resemblance as a categorical thing. All right, moving on to sample number 1.
And Marshall here, Jason made a super valid point with that.
What's up?
The rye spice comes off as proof heat because it's malted, so it doesn't read like rye.
So it's 100% malted rye, right? Correct. So the malt threw me off, but the rye presented proof. That's a pain in the ass. But I like that. That's actually really unique.
Look at you go, Spice. All right. Sample number 1.
Yep. Moving on to sample number 1. You want to keep going in the same order? Marshall first?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Sure. I went generic category in bourbon.
Generic bourbon.
I went 50%.
50%. 100 proof. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then for generic casking, I went new oak and like wine cask is what I put on there for generic casking.
Okay, so new and refill.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for specific category, I went finished bourbon.
Finished bourbon, okay.
For proof, I just threw it on at 94 proof.
94. And then you said new oak and refill wine for specific.
Yeah, I put port. I don't know why. I think it's a red wine, but I put down port, so we're gonna go with that.
Okay, refill port. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I put my age statement at 3 years old because really couldn't tell where that was. And then I'm just for distillery and bottle. I just threw out Cedar Ridge port finished bourbon because it has a similar character to it. So
Cedar Ridge port casks are amazing.
I got a mixed relationship with them now.
Fair enough. My one example is the Portwood. So the ASM Portwood.
Oh,
All right, Cedar Ridge and the Cedar Ridge Port Finish Bourbon. Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. Well, here it is. Here's what's going to make it or break it. We are way off except for one thing on this one.
Oh, are
are
we?
Totally,
Nice.
Yeah, we are totally different. Let me know when you're ready, Doug.
Yep. Just okay. Ready when you are.
All right. Generic category. I went with malt.
Malt, as an American malt,
Just
like 51%
malt
malt,
whiskey.
or malt whiskey, like single malt.
Either one generically.
All right, fair.
It's malty. Generic ABV. I went 50%.
50%, 100 proof. Okay.
Generic casking. I said used.
Okay.
Specific category. Scottish single malt. Specific ABV. I went 51.6%.
Okay.
Specific casking. Ex-bourbon. And I'm not going to ask for this during the show, but I am going to say it's a first fill ex-bourbon.
Nice.
Exact distillery. I really have no guess here. So I just threw something down just to put something on the line. Glenfarclas.
Okay.
Glenfarclas 105 is an exact bottle.
I haven't had that bottle in years.
I want to say I threw that out as one of my specific guesses on my round last season.
You might have actually. I think I remember somebody saying that.
I think that was the one that I thought Copperworks was.
Okay.
Or it was just a guess that was somewhere in the ballpark. All right. And your age guess for tiebreaker purposes.
I actually went with 16 years on this. I felt it was a little bit older.
Okay.
16 years on that?
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you're aging in Scotland, yeah, 16 years could be. Yeah, this one, it's not a bad whiskey in the slightest at all. Like,
no,
really,
I thought it was excellent. I thought this was an excellent whiskey.
It's a little dry, if I'm being honest with you. It's a little bit dry on the back end, and that's where I got the port from. But I don't know. We'll see.
She will soon. Spicy.
Oh, that port finish Tattersall is good.
Oh.
All right. So I have the bottle shared if you want to pull that up, and I'll tell you what it is.
Oh.
All right. So this, you did not earn the same number of points, but we should go through and double check just to make sure that I'm filling the rubric correctly. So this is a straight wheat whiskey from California, malted Bavarian hard wheat.
Huh.
From
That's
Low Gap
crazy.
Distillery.
A straight wheat? Interesting.
Yep. 100% malted Bavarian hard wheat. So yeah, straight wheat. It is 91 proof, 4 years old. And the cask bill is a combination of new charred oak, ex-bourbon, ex-brandy, and ex-port. Brandy specifically ex-Germain Robin brandy. So the 1 point that came in for Marshall was because his generic casking was new and refill, which I believe qualifies.
Yep, new and used. That would count. I know he said wine cask, but generic casking is new, used, or new and used.
Right. So for the new and used, he gets a point, and there were no other points across the board because Germ guessed malt, Marshall guessed bourbon. You guessed 100 proof each, but it was 91.
Wow.
That's nuts. That's lower than I thought it was. Like, wow.
94. 94 proof?
Dude, I mean, can we
No,
just
sorry,
give a round
it was 91. So so Marshall's guess for exact was a little bit off. So the actual was 91 proof.
Yeah, I guess the closest I got was 94.
That was a really nice whiskey too.
That was interesting.
Really like that one.
I'm curious to know what that would taste like if it wasn't so heavily finished.
Right?
From listening to your tasting notes, I felt like you were a little bit torn about whether each of you, I felt, were a little bit torn about whether you liked this one. But maybe I was misinterpreting.
I wouldn't buy it. You know what I mean? Like it's not something I'm gonna buy, but
yeah,
if I've got it, yeah. Oh, for as a sample, yeah, it's phenomenal. But no, I wouldn't spend the money on it.
That's crazy cool. So it's Marshall wins.
Yep. So the point totals here, Marshall got 3 out of 30.
And I got
And
2.
Germ got 2 out of 30, which is just
That's-
about par for the scores for all of season
Uh-huh.
1. Germ
I
gets a taste of
averaged
his own
between
medicine.
7 and 8. 6, 6, and 8.
Yeah, show off.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
So, and to be fair, and this is why I asked Jason to send us the samples.
Dude, crazy.
These
whiskey.
were off the wall samples. I mean, this
Mm-hmm.
is wildly out there. None of these are standard. I mean,
No.
you're talking about a rice whiskey, a Swedish malted rye whiskey, and a California 100% malted wheat whiskey. So nothing is standard about any of those things.
And there's multiple cask finishings on these too.
And
So
a couple of them had multiple casks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely did put some thought into those, Jason.
Jason, you killed it on that. That was
thank you for that. That was
these 3 were harder than anything I got last year.
I'll go with that. I would yeah. I mean, these are tough.
Mm-hmm. But hey, Germ, fuck you, buddy.
All right, I got something for you.
Oh man!
If anybody wants to see, I've got the scorecard I can put up on screen. But otherwise, I'll just send it to Germ later. Nobody wants to see spreadsheets on a YouTube video.
Dude, that was super fun. Yeah, no, definitely dug a taste of my own medicine. I know they're tough, and I know the whole, the putting this together. I knew, people are going to struggle getting some of these right because it is tough. I don't care who you are. You go into anything completely 100% blind. I don't care if you're what's the guy's name that throws the whiskey out the glass? What is it?
Robert Patterson.
Patterson, yeah. I don't care if you're him. Whatever.
Dude, Moose does that shit down in Andalusia. He'll and then toss it and then get more. And I'm like, you crazy bastard.
Drink the shit. But
Just fucking drink it.
regardless, blinds are tough. And
Mhm.
especially when you're 100% blind, like blinding out of
Richard
your own
Richard
cabinet is
Patterson.
one. Richard Patterson. There you go.
Sorry. Yep.
Well, I'll say, Jason, like, dude, you killed it. Like that's such a cool wide range of stuff. And I don't think I've ever had. That was a Icelandic whiskey or something like that, wasn't it? Or what?
The
What was
Cairo?
the country? The Cairo?
I think
The
that's
Cairo
Swedish.
was
Swedish?
Swedish?
I think it is Swedish.
Swedish.
Oh,
I don't think I've
Finland.
ever had
Sorry,
Finnish.
it's,
Finland.
I was like, I'm
Finland.
pretty sure it said
Finnish
Finland.
whiskey.
Yeah.
I have never had a Finnish whiskey, ever.
You know what was funny? When you guys were saying Malort, and then I looked at the sheet and I was like, I saw that O with the dots on it, and I was like, wait a second, and I had to double take.
Yeah, Joe. I'm sorry. I don't have the best palate on IG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me neither.
Good night, buddy. I'll come in there and tuck you in. Okay. All right. No, I'm finishing up. Go.
So,
All right, Jason, big thanks for picking out the samples. Germ, thanks for inviting me to moderate.
absolutely.
Marshall, thanks for showing off your palette once again and
Uh,
putting the man himself in his place.
Hey,
seriously,
I had to come on and just shut him down. Hey, all I gotta say is I feel sorry for Dinwiddie, okay? Because I'm coming for blood on that match.
yeah, he's gonna have a hard time sitting for a couple days. Just don't call
Spicy
him
Strawberry,
Dinwiddie.
great call out. Everybody watching, like, subscribe. There's going to be a lot more of this. If I'm not mistaken, there are 31 matchups coming because we have a bracket of 32 people for the second season.
Yes.
Twice a week, Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm in it again. Marshall's in it again. This is Germ's one and only appearance in it, besides being host. Or you could say Germ's going to be in the next 31 videos.
Yes, I have not tried any of your samples yet, Jason. I've looked at them twice, and then I put them away the other day, and I haven't opened them yet.
Like in Jason's comment, it was a finished rye.
Okay, so that being said, we're all done here, but starting next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., October 9th, we are on the first rip of season 2 of the Showdown, where I am back to where Doug is sitting right now. And I don't remember who's actually going up first.
I think it's Zach and no. Did you have to move Zach and Bobby, or are they still week 1?
No, they're They're down the line a little bit.
Okay. I thought they were
Any-
still week 1.
Anybody watching right now have an idea who's got the schedule up?
I'm literally
Oh,
trying to go
jeez.
find it right
Make
now.
me
but
go find
it's-
it.
Yeah, I got my phone out looking around like, where is it at? Where is it at?
I got it right here. Schedule. There it is.
I got
I
it
think
right
I
here.
may have only opened it on my
Oh,
phone.
Oh,
October
it's
9th,
average whiskey drinker in the Bourbon Whiskey Library.
Yep.
That ought to be a good show.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be
And
a
then-
really fun one.
Then to follow that up on Thursday, I am doing 2 days a week for the first round and the first round only. I didn't want to spend 16 weeks on the first round, so I'm doubling up on the first round. So we'll get through that in 8 weeks, and then second round will also be 8 weeks. But then on the so October 10th we have another one, and that is Jack the Hood Sommelier versus Adrian Shine. So that ought to be super fun.
All right, guys, make sure
Wild
y'all tune
matchup.
in. Make sure you tune in October 17th, because that's when my fellow Texas boy Caleb gets to go over here and destroy Doug. Okay.
Oh, yes. October 17th. Doug here, our gracious host, is going up against Caleb, the Texas whiskey geek.
He's got a good palate, man. It's going to be a fight there. Bring your A game, practice.
All right, I got to practice my blinds.
If a few of you are not in the group chat for the Blind Sample Showdown, we do have a couple really special people that agreed to join, and it is both Adam and Nora from Lost Lantern. They will
Very
both
cool.
be on their own show. They both said the same thing at basically the same time without talking to each other. They said, "Yeah, sure, I'll embarrass myself on live TV or on live video." So that was really funny. So that is awesome. Also, just to let everybody know, I did pick up some sponsorships for the show to help with shipping and some other stuff. So I will be putting out a little bit of thank you to our sponsors and little video clips and stuff or little ad cards, video clips, so to speak, for the sponsors during the show. I hope that doesn't take away from what any of this is, but I know there's some downtime while we're doing tasting and whatnot. So, but the sponsors definitely help out with the shipping. So, other than that, I can't wait to see you all next week for season 2. Marshall, congratulations, you fucker.
I mean, did you really think you were going to come in and win, Germ? Come on.
And you know what?
Come on.
I didn't know, but it was.
I wholeheartedly, as soon as I sat down in this chair earlier, I'm like, oh, Germ's about to whip my ass.
You do have more experience in this format too.
You
You've done this
do. Yep,
4
you have.
times, I guess, being the winner.
How many times did I do it? I beat
16, round of 16, round of 8, round of 4, and the final. It should be 4 rounds.
Yeah, so 4 there plus a bunch of practice, and now this one here. So yeah,
Yep.
That'll be fun.
So everybody that is in the show, this is the target. Take this man out. So
Let's be
somebody
honest,
has got to
Jason.
beat Marshall at some point in time, because I am sick of hearing about how Marshall wins because we're buddies. But
Yeah, it's a race to the bottom here. Jason says, "Let's be honest. Neither of you covered yourselves in glory here."
no, there was no glory here.
Hey, you got to scratch and claw for that victory, man.
That's right.
Okay. I may not come out looking good, but at least I didn't look as bad as Germ.
It's all in the casks. I think that's what we've learned here. The casks are where the points come from.
That's right.
Oh,
All right.
dude.
Thank
I
you,
love it.
everybody in the comments. We still got 18 people watching right now. That's awesome. Thank you. And again, next week, 7:00 right here. Season 2 starts off. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Like, subscribe, and share. Good night.
Yes, do all that.